very much.
Okay.
Yeah. Next up is Nishal from AfriNIC, and he can talk about what they're doing at AfriNIC.
Good afternoon, everybody. Since it's the last panel and it's very difficult to beat Emil when it comes to statistics, I'm not even going to try to show you slides. So instead I'm going to do what consultants usually do, and I'm going to levy off the work that he's already done to tell you what we're doing. The RIPE NCC, if you missed the first part of it, the RIPE NCC is the sister RIR. It's the European sister to AfriNIC. They obviously cover the European region and Russia. We cover Africa and the Indian Ocean. And when the Atlas project was launched in 2010, we had some RIPE engineering people come down to Johannesburg at our meeting in November, and we distributed some probes there. And it was a really exciting event for me. I'm ex-operations, so I get really interested in things like this. And I remember taking a few probes to people in the room, people that I knew would keep them online because they were very short demand. I think he only gave me about 12 probes or so. Naughty. And I took them online, and I went to people that I know, and some of them said no. Now, these are good people. They run good, solid networks. They know me. I think they trust me. I hope they trust me. And yet I had to listen to these people say, no, we don't want to host this probe. After having gone through the explanation, of course, by the RIPE NCC person, I think it was Axel, their CEO, explain what this is and the benefits of the project. So obviously this was really interesting to me, interesting to AfriNIC, and we sat down and we spoke to the people to find out what the issue is. And in our region, it turns out that we had a problem with trust. So what we've done over the last couple of years is work with different people in our region to understand some of the issues you have with not wanting to plug probes into the network. And largely I think that's probably why when Emil showed you the slide of why Africa is so bare when it came to RIPE NCC probes or Atlas probes, I think that's a large reason of why it hasn't gone down there. The other reason, of course, is just outreach. I think a lot of people probably don't know about the Atlas probe system. So we worked with our community to understand this, and to those community members that understood that this was a good thing, we started distributing probes to them. Again, small numbers. I'm glaring at him. I'm very happy to say, and this is why I have no slides, I'm very happy to say that we've managed to make really good headway with a lot of the community, and to extend our support to them as AfriNIC. We're now working with the RIPE NCC. We are in the final stages of some administrative MOU signing that will allow us as AfriNIC to become, and I might get the terminology wrong, so don't hold me to this, but allow us to become a sponsor, participant, anchor, ambassador, something to the program where we will start working with you, our community, to distribute probes and get probes online in our region and feeding back into the global project. And there's one important thing, and I want to stress this, and because this is something that's really important for both the RIPE NCC and ourselves. This is a global project. So I don't see the value in doing consistent African measurements only. You heard this earlier this morning. The internet doesn't know where borders start and borders stop. We know about network borders. We don't know about political borders. So for us, it's really important to be able to work with the RIPE NCC, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention ISOC as well. We're working together to be able to deliver this stuff into Africa. So I could open up my laptop and show you a lot of the slides that look very similar to what Emil has shown you, but bearing in mind that it's the last session, I'll save you all of that. So our goal as AfriNIC, as the RIPE NCC, as ISOC, I'm pointing to Michuki with his ISOC hat on, is to try to fill that gap. Emil has spoken to you already about trying to get probes. We have more than 12 here today, but again, I want to reiterate what he said. We'll come out and we'll reach out to you, particularly to regions that don't have probes, but we really do need you to keep this online. And we need you to keep this online constantly. So if you have a 3G connection at home that goes up and then it goes down when you're not at home, or heaven help you if you still have ISDN or something like that, please, this probe is not meant for you. Also, if you're behind some sort of data cap, Again, wrong kind of thing. But again, I think both Emil and I will be looking out to hand these out to you. The other project I want to tell you about that AfriNIC is involved in, and I don't have cryptographs for you yet, but we should have something at the Abidjan meeting, is the AIRS project. It's something we've been running for a while now. We've been quietly collecting BGP advertisements and announcements for African prefixes, and this time it's specific to Africa, and we've been doing analysis of that. Of course, our primary interest is in making sure that the resources that we are allocating from out of our region are actually being used inside the region. So, pardon me. So an organization coming to AfriNIC saying, hello, we'd like to be able to get resources for you for use inside our region, and you go through the checks and balances to make sure that that is what it is. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. After they get the resources, they mysteriously pop up on the west coast of Africa, the west coast of the United States. And last time I checked, the Seychelles, for instance, was nowhere near there. So we've been doing quite a bit of work to process that. That's our bit on the measurement side on AIRS, but unfortunately I don't have the pretty pictures ready for you for this meeting. I'm here primarily to answer questions about filling in the gap with the RIPE NCC probes to get them into Africa, so I'm not going to take up too much more of your time unless there's something directly related to that to me. Thanks.